welcome to the ARW discussion. We're back from about a 6-week break. Hope everyone's had a good summertime. People who went to the bash, I hope you all had a good time out there. I didn't get to go. And we've got a good panel here of people. Let me bring them up and we'll get started. There we go.
There's Stan.
I'm here.
Okay.
Here's Stan. Yep. So today we got Tucker, we got Dean, Shane Winters. Shane, welcome. It's the first time you being on, I believe.
Yep.
Spencer Webb, Steve with Shark Ripper, DJ there with Foxburg, everybody's lovable Stan with Bar Z, and Kurt.
Hey.
We're doing things a little different today. We're just this is going to be kind of a general chit chat and ease back into things. We do want to talk a little bit about Emma's upcoming hashtag bomb that she's putting out. I forgot to get the details, so somebody will have to remind me here in a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and open it up to whoever wants to kick things off.
Okay, so I missed the whole Emma's challenge thing. I have no idea what that's about. I kind of seen it on the group on Facebook, so someone can enlighten me.
I actually had to go look it up earlier today. It's a challenge to post machining content on, I think it's October 1st. Everybody put up one video of them machining anything in general. One edited video, all creators dump on the same day.
Yeah, right. I think it's supposed to be centered around some type of a cutting tool.
Yes.
Whether it be for metal, wood, plastic, anything that cuts, basically.
I believe it's called
knives,
Rough Cut
whatever.
2022.
Yes.
And,
we did it back in 2019, and it was called Tips Blitz 19 or Tips Blitz 2019. And
Oh yes, I remember that.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. Everyone just putting out a short tip. It was, it got a lot of hits the first day, and then the video seems to die off. But what you do is if people look up the hashtag, that's going to get a lot of these up and coming channels some exposure. So if you just click on the hashtag, you'll get a whole page full of anyone that hashtag that. In this case, it's what is it? Cutting.
Rough cut.
Rough Cut 2022. Anyone that, as long as you assign that hashtag onto your video, when you click on that, you'll get a whole page full of everyone else that's done it too. So you'll be there with, maybe some of the big names, and you can help grow your channel that way.
Yep.
We've actually gotten promises from a couple of the larger creators to participate in it, so that'll help.
Yeah, exactly. We're all in different stages of our channels. I'm little compared to some of these guys, but I'm big compared to other guys. I'm right in the middle, So I'd like some exposure too. So if we get a few big fish in there, I'll ride that wave,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll bounce you a lot of exposure, and it's pretty cool. Plus, you get over on Emma's Discord and you see everybody's stuff early and everything else, and it's neat.
Yep.
Cool. Is she on Discord? Is that what she's?
She's
She's got her own Discord. If you want to hang out with Australians, that's the place to be.
I goof off on Discord a little bit, just kind of hang out. I didn't know she was over there.
Oh yeah,
that's a new one to me. I'll have to look into that.
I'll send you all invites.
yeah, Billy.
It's a streaming service. Right. It's mainly for video gamers, but it would work for us too.
Yeah,
you can broadcast just regular video there if you like.
Yep.
That's a little tweaky, but yeah, it's more like an AOL chat room that's just onward and going and never turns off with different topics.
Right.
I equate it back into the days of the IRC channels.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember those. Remember Ventrio?
Yes.
Ventrio? I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Willow.
And there were loads of different ones at one time. It was like, every day it'd be a new chat service or whatever it was.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
What have you been up to these past 6 weeks?
We got quite a few people on the chat there. I see Chirpy. We got Rustanox. We got Knackler's Workshop.
And that's
Jim's
Paul. Hey, Paul. I'm sorry.
quite a gang coming in.
Yep. James P. Yeah, we've been out for 6 weeks or better.
Yeah. My wife and I, Susan, we went on a little road trip yesterday. We went up and saw Randy Richard, and we took him his motor. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, so the backstory on it is this is the Delta table saw that he refurbished, and it's table saw and a joiner combo. So anyways, the motor was bad, had a bad stator winding. So I'm not sure when Phil from Almost Machining went by and picked it up, but Phil picked it up and drove it all the way back to Phoenix. So that's I did some math here. So that was 665 miles to get it back to Phoenix. So then he did the repair on it, which is pretty involved. It's an unusual motor. It's a repulsion start with a round rotor and brushes and so forth. So he did the repair and repainted it. It came out really nice. So then he drove it from Phoenix to Rancho Cucamonga to the Bash, 340 miles. Okay.
Oh, that's not included in the 600?
No, that's
oh, dude, I'm sitting here doing the math right now.
Yeah,
Okay. I want
okay.
to see how much that motor costs.
Yeah, exactly. so then I picked it up at the Bash and drove it here to San Jose in the Bay Area. So that's 372 miles. And then yesterday we took it up to Randy's. So that was another 151 miles.
I'm up to $488.
Yeah, so around the round trip on the mileage is 1,528 miles. Yeah, so and I started to figure out the amount of gas and gas mileage, and like Stan, I figured about 18 miles to the gallon, kind of average.
I'm figuring, I just rounded it to 15 miles a gallon. He's got a Ford pickup. It's not that good of mileage, so I figured 15.
So what'd you come up with for cost there?
Hang on. How much you doing a gallon? I'm doing 650.
I think 580 a gallon, because Phoenix is a lot lower.
Yeah. Well, I'm up to $662.
Oh, okay.
Fucking mile. Wow.
That's 15 miles
That's
a
a
gallon.
hell of a motor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 50. Well, that doesn't even include the actual motor, what it cost to fix it.
Yeah, and then the other part of the story is I tried to prank them. So I brought a bunch of these itty bitty magnets, little neodymium magnets, and I put stickers all over the motor at the Bash and took a picture of it with the stickers on it. I know DJ saw it. So, but he didn't buy it though. Or he didn't see it, one or the other. And I forgot to ask him yesterday whether he had seen that or not. But,
you should have bought that. You should have bought that buzzer that was on my swap meet table and hooked it up to that motor and put it inside.
That would have been good.
Yeah, just as soon as he turns it on, that was a 125 decibel buzzer. Yeah, it's like a fire alarm. It's really loud and it's pretty tiny. It would probably fit inside the motor.
Yeah.
That's cool. I hadn't seen any videos from Randy in a while. I hope he's doing okay.
Oh yeah, he's doing fine. He's just super busy. He did put the motor on Instagram yesterday, so look for that on Instagram. Anybody that's on there. Yep.
We just finished Julie's greenhouse.
Yeah, that
thing looks awesome.
That thing is a long-going project there, man. He's been on that for what, like 3 months?
Well, he was doing before that. He was doing the air compressor for his kids' plasma table.
Oh yeah,
messing around with a plasma table. He's always got something going.
Yeah, he's got a lot of projects going on. Yeah. And then they just got back from a little vacation that they did to Montana.
Right, they're up in Missoula, Montana.
Yeah. So that was my big adventure for the week.
Cool. I haven't made it up to Randy's. I need to get up there and see him.
It's a beautiful drive going there.
Bet.
Real nice place. Yeah.
Some of you West Coast guys need to come over our way.
Well, let's see now. It was $600 for gas just for the motor.
Well, I think we could get a bus or something together and get us all over there in one shot.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
All right.
Put together some sort
Can
of a mini dash.
Hey, Stan, can your bus pick me up in New Hampshire, please?
New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
when you drive
Holy
by New Hampshire,
smokes,
come
that's
by
not exactly on the way.
Buffalo.
Well, it's kind of on the way. It depends on how you go.
We're thinking about flywheelers next spring. How we can get a bunch of people over there.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That's something I want to do. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I drive down there. The only problem is I have a train show that weekend. It's during train show season,
Yeah.
and so I can't get there.
Oh, now come on. You can schedule around that one.
No,
Just
I
one.
can't.
No?
I don't think Steve will ever give up the trains. That's that.
You know, I've actually got quite a few model trains floating around. That used to be one of my hobbies.
What size?
Actually quite a
O?
few. I did
H?
N, H, O. I have an O, and I have a
Ooh.
garden scale too.
Okay,
I want one large enough I can sit in.
I've done that too.
Yep. I don't have one like that.
Excellent.
Hey, for talk, Spencer, it might be a bit of a haul for you, but Shane, Ironfest is coming up, and that's like somewhere at the Ohio-Indiana border, I believe.
Yeah.
That's a big one for older machines and such.
That's over around Chicago.
Is it Chicago?
Yeah,
Okay, never mind. That's 12 hours. Never mind.
it's
A little too far to drive.
I've considered going out there too. It's a good full day drive for me, but Spencer's due down my way soon. You coming down this summer?
I will let you know. Actually, I'm going to be down in a couple of weeks. I'll let you know. I got to go down and see Mom.
Very good.
Steve, are you going to go to that rough and tumble in August?
Yes, I am.
Chirpy's been talking about that, kind of
Yeah,
chewing
he's-
on my ear. Actually, that's in Shane's backyard too.
Yeah, I
I
have
don't know
a
anything about that
few
one.
viewers that will be there. And I try and schedule a time to meet them all at the line shaft machine shop.
Well,
We got
I'm hoping to go back to the Florida flywheelers again. That one's not too bad. I can get a direct flight to one of the airports that's close by, Knoxville. So using Frontier or Elite, Frontier is who I used. It's a nice cheap flight.
From your place, it'd be just as easy to fly. To drive.
I will never ever drive into or through Florida again. Okay.
You want
Go visit Harold on a Friday night and tell me about driving.
Yeah. The problem was down in the Miami area. My dad had moved down there at some point, and I hated that place. I absolutely hated that place.
Well, Stan and I know a little bit about traffic.
Yeah,
you ever driven the 405?
405 right by LAX on a Friday afternoon about 3-4 o'clock. That sound like fun?
Yeah.
No.
No, not fun.
Yeah.
I remember driving in Houston too. That was around the Beltway in Houston or whatever their big old interstate that goes around it. That was a freaking mess.
Me and Ray got slammed in Austin. We flew into Austin, Texas, and we ended up there. I think it was a Friday afternoon, pretty early, about 2 o'clock. But it took us forever to get out of town and get out into the suburbs.
I've been on the 405, and I do not want to do it again.
No, 405 sucks. Anywhere in South Bay, late in the day. I used to be able to get anywhere in Los Angeles in 20, 30 minutes. I could get over to the Valley, Burbank, San Fernando, Hollywood. I could get around really good. And then just life happened. I don't know. Everything just got packed in, and there's no good time to go anymore.
Yep.
You used to have windows. You know, if you left early enough, you could beat it. If you left late enough, you'd be after it. But then all of a sudden, it's just constant.
All of a sudden,
Yeah.
everybody figured out all the windows you found out and started taking those.
Well, back when COVID first hit, I jumped on the 210 at my usual 5 o'clock in the morning. Jumped on the 210. That's a foothill freeway that runs from here over to Pasadena. And the freeway was it was like a ghost town. It was great.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
The commute during COVID was awesome.
For the
same here.
first month till people figured out who's essential and who's not essential, you know. And I had to be at Northrop Grumman, hell or high water, so I was a regular schedule, you know.
Yeah, I haven't stopped since.
No, we figured out who was essential real quick, didn't we?
Yep, sure did.
All right. So what's everybody been working on?
I'm dissecting a sewing machine so I can power my 5C spinner.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good use for sewing machine.
Yeah,
I saw somebody.
I bought a sewing machine this morning at a yard sale for $2.
No.
$2 for an old.
Nice.
It's an old Montgomery Ward, big heavy thing.
Just be sure the motor turns the right direction.
All you got to do is run the drive belt in a figure 8, and it'll reverse directions, buddy.
Well,
There you go.
Swap the end bells.
Stan, I assume you have a sewing machine otherwise, right? I mean, you have to have a sewing machine.
My wife does.
You have a sewing machine?
She's got one that'll go through leather. She's got in canvas, a real heavy one. Then she's got her little artsy fartsy one. So
Yeah, yes, I have a sewing machine because I make covers for my surface plates.
Oh,
So I buy.
you know what I found to be really handy? These are pillowcase covers. when your wife buys pillowcases and sheets and stuff, they all come with these little bags to store them in, and she always throws them out. So you grab those, and I got tooling blocks and spindexers and granite plates and all my little tooling. I throw a bag of desiccant in there in one of these little zippy bags, and every tool is in a little bag with its own desiccant.
Yeah, there you go, Billy.
That's what I use to haul stuff into the space.
So
Isn't that a beautiful angle block?
That's lovely, Stan.
Oh,
Isn't
that's
that
awesome.
nice?
Oh, perfect.
I got all kinds of really nice prints.
Stan's ready for spring.
That's
No, he's just remembering Hyatt and Ashbury in his younger days.
People make fun of me all the time. I don't care. My stuff stays real nice. I take it out of there. It's not dusty. It's not rusty. I love it. But they all got little drawstrings or little Velcro, whatever, so you can close them up.
Do you use scented oil on your angle plates?
I do. Yeah.
Essential oils. Essential oils.
So
They're
that
better.
when you're really getting into the nitty gritty, you got to focus there, grasshopper.
What's the one they keep showing on YouTube? Bio oil or something like that?
Well, okay, surface plates. What do you guys use to clean them with?
Here's
Seriously.
a nice Argyle print inside. There's my
All
sewing
right,
display.
Spencer, LPH1.
Oh,
Man, what is in there, Spencer?
Okay, secret formula in there, Spencer?
So no. Actually, I go grab it, except it's in a cabin. I use the Starrett surface plate cleaner, and you mix it up, or I don't remember if it's diluted or not, but I put it in a spray bottle. So this is actually Starrett surface plate cleaner.
I use ammonia. I use it, the stuff from Ace Hardware, the more potent stuff, uncut.
I just use good old Windex.
Windex.
Do you guys have Sillet Bang over there? Is that a thing?
What is it?
What?
Sillet Bang.
You're going to have to hold it up or something.
I haven't got the bottle. I've left it in the kitchen. It's kitchen cleaner stuff, but it's really strong. That's what I use for my surface plate. So that's why it's in the kitchen. It's been nicked off me. But otherwise, it lives in the workshop.
So Windex is good. We learned about using Windex in the scraping class we took with Richard King. He uses Windex. Sometimes I'll use isopropyl alcohol, which I also have in a spray bottle.
Quick, easy, and good.
But I figured I had to use the Starrett surface plate cleaner, or they'd come find me and yell at me.
I have a surface plate cleaner that I picked up from McMaster Car, and I swear it's Windex.
The stuff Standards Granite uses is kind of waxy feeling. It feels like it's contains lanolin,
Lanolin, yeah.
which is which is actually really good for your hands. If you've got hangnails, which we all do, that stuff's great. So I just put that stuff on and let it kind of haze up like you're waxing a car, then buff it off, and your plate will just glide.
What?
Okay.
Yeah,
What is
that
it called?
If you get it on your tools, it's no harm, no foul. Your tools won't rust.
What's it called?
Standards Granite Plate Cleaner. I got a bottle of it. Hang on.
Hey, we got a question in the chat from My Little Mule who asks, what material do I use? I think he was talking about the surface plate covers. There it is. So the material, actually, this is a really good tip. It's marine upholstery. So it's for boat cushions. So it's a vinyl with a fabric back, and it's really tough. So that's what I use to make my covers. There it is.
Thank you.
Good deal.
Do they charge more because this is premium?
Don't you?
They made a bottle special for Stan.
Let's let Shane here talk for a minute. He's kind of
new guy.
Kind of started up. Hey Shane, how you doing?
Oh, not bad. Actually, I was enjoying the surface plate cleaner conversation because I just went through that a couple of days ago.
What part of the country are you in, Shane?
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, you're right nearby then. Cool.
Yeah, not
Where
far
in
from-
Pennsylvania, Shane?
Hummelstown, which is right outside of Hershey,
Oh, okay.
which is the sweetest place on earth apparently until Hershey Park lets out, and then it's a nightmare to travel in. So
My home away from home is in northern Lancaster County,
okay,
New Holland.
yeah, that's not far at all.
Well, tell us a little bit about your channel and your shop and what you're doing. Kind of introduce yourself.
Winter Christine Shop, a fairly new channel. I just there's a couple things that I couldn't find, on YouTube or online that I did some research on, like the cutting helical gears. Decided to make a video on that, and that kind of took off, sparked my interest. Recently picked up a Lucas number 41 horizontal boring mill I've been working on. That's been on the channel a lot.
So you a hobby shop or you a job shop or?
I'm currently a hobby shop.
Okay.
But I do side work here and there, but yeah, I have a normal day job, normally long weeks and out of town. So
All right.
just try and do this when I can.
Nothing wrong with that. Didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I wanted to make sure we plugged you for a minute and let the people out there in the audience know that you're new here and try to promote your channel a little bit and get you some more subscribers.
Yeah, I just subscribed to Shane's channel. I haven't had a chance to watch much of it yet, but I started watching some of the videos.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, for all the KT fans out there, Shane's got a 2CH and it's tooled to the gills. He just bought Doug Lester's vertical head for it, and yeah, like he's omitting all the extra cool stuff he has in his shop. It's all eyes are on Shane right now, and we're watching.
No pressure.
Yeah. It's
Well,
actually a 2K.
Damn it! Yes, it's because you've got that hybrid in between model that is it a 3 or is it a 2 or yeah.
So, Shane, are you going to go over to Kinzer in August?
I'm not sure. I don't know if I have enough vacation time to do that.
It's a weekend. You can do it on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Close enough.
I think the wife's watching, so Are we going?
Well, we can
I'll
talk
be there
afterwards.
I'll be there Thursday and probably Friday.
Okay. I'll try and get down there. It'd be nice to meet you in person.
We were talking about surface plate covers. I took a piece of plywood and cut it to the dimensions of the plate, and then had some of that. It's not exactly felt. I don't know what it is. I got it from Joann's. It's
Cloth.
it's a cloth, but it's kind of a felt cloth. I don't know what it's not exactly felt. And I glued it to the piece of wood, and that's what lives on top of the surface plate. I'm not exactly happy with it, but later on we're going to make it a full little box and put it on hinges or something so we can pick it off and whatnot.
How big's your surface plate?
18 by 20. Yeah, 18 by 24.
I got some material from Stan at Bar Z when I was there at the Bash a few years ago, and he had some like Hypalon rubber or something like that. You couldn't tear it, you couldn't cut it, you couldn't do anything with it. And I managed to cut a piece large enough to fit on my service plate. I've been using it ever since.
That's good stuff. That Hypalon, that's what they put in between the flaps of airplanes to create an air seal.
Aha.
And I handed a little piece of that to Bruce Witham, and I held a $100 bill in front of him, and I said, "If you can rip that with your bare hands, I'll give you this $100 bill." And after a couple of blood veins popped out of his forehead, he just couldn't do it.
It's tough stuff. It's even hard to cut.
It doesn't. Yeah, you have to use very sharp scissors,
Yes.
or it needs to be sheared. It needs to. Yeah, it's really tough. If you can get your hands on any Hypalon, if you know any aircraft mechanics, because it's dated and they have to change it at a very specific date on the aircraft, but it's still good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's UV resistant. You just can't destroy this stuff. But if you can get your hands on some, if you know an aircraft mechanic, I'm sure he can get you some.
Hey, Harold's on.
Harold's on.
Oh,
Hey, Harold.
Harold's been pretty busy with the Joe Pye pantograph.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he's asking DJ why the brick wall.
what?
That's the prison wall.
Oh, hang on. Let me go to your house there, Harold. Oh, I lost it now. Oh, there we go. No. Yep. There we go. Is that better, Harold?
You guys,
I didn't know you could play the piano.
You guys and your green screens. I tell you, I know damn well Billy's doing the same thing. No, he ain't in his shop.
I prefer the.
Hey, mine's
You
real.
know, my
The
shoulder right
real
there. I
touch.
can walk over there and turn it on. Yeah.
That's all right. That's an outdated picture too. I got to update it. We've changed the shop around quite a bit.
Okay.
Can't wait to see.
And we've expanded it. We now have a wall in between the woodworking area and the machine and metal area. Hung up some finger curtains.
How big's the property at your makerspace?
We've got if you count the blacksmith area, which is a 20 by 30 pole barn, we got about 10,000 square
What the
feet.
hell am I typing?
How about parking?
Good 60, 70 vehicles, maybe.
60?
Yeah.
So the property's what, a couple acres or something?
Well, it may not be 60. You can go look at it. Here's the address. You can look at it in an aerial view.
Well, I was just wondering if you could want to put on some kind of event.
We're putting on an event.
Maybe in the fall or something.
We're actually putting one on in August. It's a Maker's Mark. We're going to have 40 some odd vendor tables.
Where is this?
What kind of turnout do you get for that?
Don't know yet. We ain't had it yet. It's getting ready to happen.
Read the first annual.
The first annual, yep.
You've never done it before?
I don't remember the dates. Let me go look at the dates. I'm not in charge of it. When did he?
My Little Mule says, "Hey Stan, Bar Z Bash East Coast."
That's what everyone's bugging me about.
Yep. This would be August 14th on a Sunday.
Oh shit.
In Tennessee, huh?
That's pretty.
Tennessee.
That's pretty
Well, I was
far.
thinking of trying to put something together with flywheelers too in the spring.
Yeah, flywheelers would work.
Yep.
Because there's
You can go
people that, and it's tough to travel. I used to get a lot. We had a pretty good turnout this year, but actually better than last year. But it's still not the turnout we had, pre-COVID.
Yeah.
It'll recover.
Well, yeah, it's going up every year. We had 208 people this year come through that front gate, so it's up from the 175 we had last year. So it's ramping up again.
I got to get out there.
Yeah, people have discovered
a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a good time. People have discovered that COVID is not the death sentence they made it out to be. So,
well, it's mutated quite a bit too.
And it's weakening, anyways. When Spanish influenza first came out, people were it was a death sentence when it first came out. Oh my God, you got the flu. Nowadays, you say, "Hey, I got the flu" to your friend, and they go, "Oh, dude, I hope you're going to be okay." Yeah, I'm going to be fine. Everything weakens. Our immunities come up, and the virus weakens, and you're never going to get rid
Hey,
of it.
are you guys?
It's always.
Are you guys going to be going to IMTS this year?
Are they? I mean, it's the return of the trade shows this year. We got SEMA coming this year. You got the NACE show coming to Vegas this year. BattleBots is back. Everything's going on in Vegas this fall again. So, is that your property there?
This
Billy?
is the Makerspace property. Here is the blacksmith building over here.
Okay.
This is a 12x6 trailer that we have. It's called the Kill Switch trailer.
You can get some cars in there.
Yep, we got all this area over here, all the way through here. We got
You got
parking
hotels
over
nearby?
here. Huh?
You got hotels nearby?
That's pretty close to downtown Knoxville, and not
Okay.
too far away from West Knoxville, which has got hotels too.
And we can get flights in and out of Knoxville, no problem.
Yeah, that's McGee Tyson. That's in Alcoa.
All right. Well, I mean, you're kind of central U.S. located, so people could come from all directions and get to you. And if we can get some of the trouble is, the thing is, you get the talent there. If you build it, they will come. You get the YouTubers there, and then the people flock to the YouTubers.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's true of all of us, man. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I got something to show you guys.
All right.
And everybody gets slivers, right? So trying to find a good pair of tweezers that can grab those little micro slivers and pull them out. These are awesome. These are Japanese. They're Clover branded, but the jaws they're machined. So I mean they got a really good fit. And I've been looking for like 20 years to find another pair, and finally found them. And they were actually on Amazon. And here's what the package looks like. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, so it's got Clover brand. Just look for the Japanese writing on there. These things are awesome. They're like $8, and they really work good.
Are they sharp?
They got like a razor's edge where they
have a
close, right?
Yeah, they're very sharp. Yeah,
Yes, I have something like that I use for cutting plastic parts off of sprues. And
okay.
They're flush cut and they're real sharp. They look very similar to that.
Probably ought to put some of those in the first aid kit at the space. That'd be handy. I've all the time getting splinters and stuff, metal splinters. In my car.
I mean, I've probably got a dozen different types of tweezers, and these are the only ones that I use. The other ones, they just don't. There's just too much gap. You can't get a hold of anything.
Anybody ever use?
One trick I heard was using a set of calipers.
Yes, I've seen that. Yeah, somebody
Hey,
did
I'll
that
use
on
sandpaper.
Quick Tips on YouTube.
Yeah, sandpaper. Run it against it, it'll pull it right out.
Yep.
Oh,
Never
that's
heard the
a slick
sandpaper
one.
before.
I didn't know it, and the guy at work's like, "Oh yeah, here, just take that," and you just, and I'm sitting there chewing on my fingers for like 20 minutes trying to get the SOB out, and he just pulls it right out. I'm like, yeah, okay. Hey, Dean, there's a major question going on down in the chat. If you could go ahead and answer that one real quick.
All right, let me take a look.
Or Billy, throw it up on the screen.
Which one's the question we're looking for?
The enunciation of Dean's channel.
Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah, this one comes up quite often. So, when I was trying to figure out a channel name, I was researching our family name, which is Crawford. Okay, and everything led me back to Ayrshire, Scotland, and the town of Ayr. So that's where the Crawford clan came from. So, yeah. So, anyways, that's the answer.
Air, just like AIR.
Yeah.
But Scottish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Although we've traced our ancestry back, and we can only get back to Ireland. So somewhere somebody went for a swim.
Or exiled, whatever.
Yeah.
We got 44 viewers. Looks like we're getting our normal video viewer count back up here.
Oh,
Yeah, the world wants to see it. We just got to get people to come on.
Yeah.
I've got a piece of news.
All right.
So I've been doing a Instagram live for a while now, and I managed to recover all of my Instagram live videos, created a YouTube channel, put it all on YouTube, and now we're starting to do simultaneous YouTube and Instagram lives on Sundays at 1 p.m. And the the YouTube channel, which is new, is Kinetic Precision NH. So if anybody's interested in looking at the back catalog or following along, we're now on the YouTubes. And
well, you said 1 p.m. What time zone? That's really important.
The only time zone that matters.
GMT, right?
So it's
Eastern Standard Time.
1 p.m. Eastern Time, 17 Zulu, and you can extrapolate from there.
All right.
Every Sunday, and announcement is always made on Instagram and YouTube. We do the upcoming thing, and that seems to be working really well. But today was the first day we successfully solved all the technical problems. We simultaneously did the stream on YouTube and Instagram and saved it to both platforms. But the whole purpose of the YouTube channel was originally to just have all of our back catalog in one place, because finding stuff on Instagram is very hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's near impossible.
Yeah. So this is also going to lead to some new content, and I've got some ideas for some videos that I'll be making. But right now, it's just a continuation of the lives, which is a lot of fun. So Kinetic Precision NH is the YouTube channel.
Cool.
Very good. So the weekend that I was supposed to, go ahead. The weekend that I was supposed to be at the bash, I ended up going out to my trailer in Pennsylvania, and there's a old time hardware store there that runs a couple of auctions every year. And I managed to catch his auction on Saturday. So the money that I didn't spend at Bar Z, I spent at the auction.
Yeah.
And I ended up picking a nice, about 5-inch made in USA Craftsman vise, old school. I picked up a Delta bandsaw that had been rebuilt with all new bearings in it, and there was nobody bidding on it. So even though I didn't want it, I got it for $30.
Excellent.
It's beautiful. So I'm going to convert it to for cutting metal.
Cool.
I had a Craftsman bandsaw. Is it the one with the cast halves?
No, this was an older Delta. This is an old 1947 cast iron Delta.
Oh, cast iron. So I had an old Craftsman that was one of the, I guess, early cast aluminum ones. I'm not sure if it was aluminum or Zamac or whatever. I use that. I put a bigger pulley on it. I used it for years cutting metal.
Was that the 3-wheel one?
No, it was a 2-wheel. It was a small.
Okay.
Yep. And until I got my whatchamacallit, Dual, that was my bandsaw, and it wouldn't quit.
Yeah, I picked up some unbelievable buys, unbelievable, just because there was nobody there.
Yeah.
A couple of items went for crazy money, which I was shocked, but I got some nice cutting discs, and I got some Sawzall blades, and I got all kinds of stuff at bargain prices. So it was worth the trip, but I would have rather been at Stan's.
Our swap meet was pretty good, Stephen.
Well,
Lipton came in real heavy.
Oh yeah.
He just gets swarmed every time he shows up. He probably sold a third of his stuff before it even came out of the truck. People were just all around his truck, just digging through boxes and stuff. Me and Tom are off to the side, and I go, "Aren't you going to unload?" He goes, "Why? I'll just sell it right off the tailgate, and I don't even have to unload it."
Well, he probably had a lot of stuff left after his move. He probably found stuff he didn't remember he had.
Well, yeah, that's it. If you don't put your hands on it in 12 months' time, it's got to go.
Yep. I got a project I want to get your all's thoughts on. Hold on. Got hang back in here. He dropped off for some reason.
That's where who left. Okay.
I'm back. Battery died.
Uh-oh. So, y'all see that?
Kind of.
Oh, you're back on this again, Billy?
Yep. Okay, so that's a single unit for a
Quill
Bridgeport clone reversing gear system. Broke a tooth off of it, or it's been broken right there.
Bring it to the dentist.
This isn't a true Bridgeport one. Apparently, this is one unit, and Bridgeport's actually a keyed gear, so I got to turn it down. I think this is a little bit hard, but I've not checked the hardness on it.
That's for the power feed on a BP.
It is. It's for the reversing portion of it.
Right. You got to be. Those are real light duty. I mean, you use those for boring heads. I wouldn't use them for. Were they using it for drilling?
No. It was. I'm rebuilding it. I don't know how it broke.
Oh.
I'm rebuilding it.
Okay.
Rebuilding
yeah, if you're doing some heavy drilling and stuff, you don't use that power feed. It'll break the gears in there.
No, typically you just use it for boring only. That's all I ever use it for. I just got to rebuild it. But the problem is Taiwanese version is a single unit. This is a shaft with the integrated gear on it. So I'm going to reuse, and of course it's metric. Bridgeport's imperial.
Yes.
I'm in hell here. I'm thinking of just turning that down.
Do you know which Taiwan manufacturer is it?
I'd have to look it up again.
Okay, I mean mine's a Taiwanese machine too. It's a Dual. It's made by the same factory that does all the Vertex stuff, all the Vertex vices, and they do a lot of clones. But it's a quality shop. They do nice work out of that place.
Do they? This, I don't even know what year this machine was made. Somebody had set it out and it rusted over, and the guy picked it up and done a restore on it.
Those get rebranded an awful lot. Those Taiwanese machines, Sharp and Victor and all those guys will grab those machines and just rebadge them, and they can all be traced back to that one Taiwanese manufacturer.
I'm sure. Yep. Well, I don't know what it was, so I opted to buy a true Bridgeport gear, and I'm going to turn the gear off and take the shank down to the same 3/8
if you throw that thing in a small flat rate box and mail it off to Andrew Prestridge at Evolvent Design in Ventura, California, he will copy that gear and that shaft and make it exactly what you got, and he doesn't even charge that much. He's a good guy.
Or you could drive it 1,000 miles over to me. I might be able to take a look at it and give you an option.
Honestly, I was thinking of just chucking it up in the lathe and turning off the gears and setting it to that Bridgeport gear.
Well, how do you know that are the teeth identical?
As far as I can tell, they are. I mean, it same angles and angles and everything, same count.
Okay.
They seem to mesh. I mean,
Can you take up a piece of scrap stock and make a shaft with no key to see if the gears mesh correctly?
Yeah, I could.
That sounds like a good plan.
I mean, technically, I probably could stick it in there like that backwards. That's. I don't know. I'll play with it. I was just concerned about trying to cut that gear off if it's hardened, what I can use to do it.
We'll just make a new shaft for it. It doesn't look that complicated.
It's not, except for that stupid little key in it. It's got a. You probably can't see it on the screen there.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, now I see it.
That's a precision key for a gear cluster. Here it is. And slides on. I didn't want to tempt fate with that. So that's my next project.
You shouldn't have trouble hard turning it, I would imagine.
I mean, if nothing else, throw it on the lathe and take an angle grinder to it. That should chop off the majority of the hard components. I have done that in the past very successfully.
Yeah, I thought about that, or putting it on the 2x72 and just spinning it by hand just to get the gears off of there and then chucking it up.
Yep.
Do you have any thermite?
I don't even want to know where this is going.
I could make some, though. I got some steel and some aluminum.
Explain yourself, Spencer.
See, I haven't been paying attention to the comments here. Let me look at these.
I got a little
Stan,
plug
you got
if
a
you guys
question down in the
don't
comments
mind.
too.
Say that again, DJ.
Stan's got one down there from Rico, the gear cutting guy there. Yeah.
Oh. Gee. Name for gears and shafts have pro and con. If you look up Evolvent Design, Rick, Evolvent Design on YouTube.
Yeah.
You'll get to his channel. Throw a message to him. I'm sure his contact infos are at the beginning of all his videos. He does custom.
Did he ever?
He'll do customs. He'll do one-offs. He'll do production runs. I think he's up to like 6 of the German Fouter gear hobbing machines in his shop now.
Jesus.
And he just got a bevel gear grinder, which is an awfully nice machine. And he was the one with that Tsunami surface grinder, real nice machine, Japanese-made surface grinder.
Didn't you have a Tsunami OD as well? Cylindrical grinder?
I think so.
Yeah, that was the first thing that flagged me to catch him, a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Yeah. Andrew over at Evolvent, he's a super cool guy. And he's the definition of a bargain. When you can get a single gear prototype for under $100, I'm pretty happy.
Geez, that's about what that gear cost me from H&W.
Probably more than that. And those are production gears.
Yeah.
And they don't fit.
Well, I mean, the teeth fit, the shaft doesn't. The other one was a one piece.
What's the largest item he can do? How big of an item can he do?
That would be a question for him. Pretty large. I know he can do up to 12-inch gears, so maybe bigger.
That might not be big enough for what I was thinking, but I'll reach out. That's a question for another day.
Yeah, he'll do helicals. He'll do straight cuts.
Keith Rucker.
Can you do herringbones?
I don't know. That's a great question.
I would love to see somebody cut one just to see how that goes down.
Well, how did they bring it to the point?
Yeah, to the point, exactly. Yeah, without crossing over, because I'd have crisscrosses at least in the center section.
Yep.
You just use one. You just make one, and you use a mirror.
Oh, you hit the mirror modifier. Gotcha.
Two separate ones, then you press them together on a common shaft.
A little Loctite, you're all set.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where the thermite comes in. You just mend it together that way. Okay, it's like railroad tracks.
Oh Lord.
That's awesome. Hey, I got a little plug for you guys. I'm actually trying to sell my Monarch lathe. It's a 14C, just to make some more room in the shop. So if you guys know anybody who's interested, give me a holler. 14C, 54 between centers.
All right, he's
Great
lying to
machine.
you guys. He's trying to pay for the baby's room to get it done before
Quiet you.
his wife is up his backside. He's got to finish the baby's room.
No, baby's room is all done. Baby is just fine.
Hey,
I want a CNC lathe though.
You got to tell everybody where you are. What state are you in?
I am in the great state of New York, located in Buffalo, New York. Actually,
And what time zone? What time zone are you in?
the only one that matters. The only one that matters. I've actually got it linked. It's posted on my Instagram right now, so you can check out pictures. If you want to see more info, reach out to me. I respond pretty quickly. The ways are great. Everything works. It's a great machine. It's big for my tiny garage.
How long is it, Tucker?
Overall length
Yeah.
or the bed length?
Yeah. Oh no, overall.
Overall, it's about 100 to 110 inches long.
Ooh, too big for me.
That's just right for you, Dean.
Yeah,
I'd have to get rid of the wife's washing machine.
Get rid of the wife's car.
Put it outside. Put the washing machine outside. She'll understand.
No, she won't.
Anybody see
You buy her
Finner
a new
taking
one.
the spindle out of his Monarch this morning?
I was watching it today.
Yeah. I've already had mine out. Every time he went to go grab something, I'm like, no, that's not where you're going to take it out. Take it out over there. The heads are identical. I yelled at the screen about 10 times.
Oh boy.
Hey, Stan, that doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
I
You
was
got to pull
watching
a pin
that
out.
over
That
lunch.
pin's got to come out. You can't leave that pin in.
Makes you feel good though.
Yeah, I guess.
No, what are you doing, you idiot?
What gets me all the time is double set screws.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
those suck.
Well, he called that out.
Monarch likes their tapered pins, and they like their double set screws and their dog point set screws, and they'll always drop a little tiny piece of copper down under a set screw, and then drop a set screw on top of it. And usually that piece of copper, you pull the set screw out, it always stays burnished to the shaft. It'll stay down in there, and if you're trying to slide something out, that little piece of copper will get screwed up in there, and
And you can't use a
get that with
magnet to get it out.
There's no way to get it out. You got to dig at it with a scribe trying to dig out a little piece of copper. I literally think they took number 10 copper solid wire and just clipped it off. It's dead soft, and they just drop it down the hole and run a set screw down on top of it. I think that's what they did.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, it works fine, but it gets burnished to the shaft, and then it doesn't want to release. And then you go to do it a sliding fit, and that little piece is in there screwing you up.
Especially if it's on a thread.
on a thread, that's a perfect example. They do that on threads. They do it on splines. Sometimes in the shafts, there'll be a little. I think they had a tool to go down that hole and put a little dimple in the shafts, so it would go down like a dog point down in the shaft a little bit. And then all the Monarchs they'd take a chisel and they'd stake across the top of all the set screw holes. Top of every set screw hole, the holes there, and have a stake mark all the way across the top. They would just deform those top threads on every Monarch. And that's how you can tell if you've got a virgin that's never been taken apart before or not.
Interesting.
Why would they stake across the threads?
Or they drop a set screw down a hole and inside of the head of the unit. That thing's spinning. If you lose one of those set screws, it gets caught in between a gear. It's game over.
Okay.
Oh,
So they're
in
staking
the
it so the set
head
screw
stop.
can't back out.
Inside the
outside.
head, anywhere there's a set screw, they'll take a chisel and go sideways across that hole and give it a smack, and the whole top of that hole just deforms down.
Oh, okay.
When you go to back the set screw out, you can still get the set screw out, but you can definitely feel the resistance there at the top end. That was their Loctite, I guess. Yeah, that's back in the 40s, right?
They probably didn't have Loctite then.
Well, I don't know. That's a good question. Did they have Loctite in the 40s? Pre-war?
The shaper
Yeah,
I'm
Spencer,
working on.
Did they have Loctite in the 40s?
Did they?
I don't know. Anybody know? How about the chat? Anybody?
I'll look it up.
Anybody on the
Anybody
chat
answer
know
that?
they had Loctite?
Yeah, that's a good question for Rico. He's got a lot of experience all over.
Searching.
Yeah, because I found several of the fasteners in the little shaper I'm working on that are staked, and I just assumed they didn't have Loctite in those days.
What year was
1953.
that?
I don't know what year it
1956.
is, but it's probably in the 50s.
Oh, okay.
I don't think the
1953
chemical
started
Loctite
Loctite.
came out until
Yeah.
the early 70s.
No,
Okay.
no. According to the wiki here, Loctite was introduced in 1956.
56.
Okay.
Okay.
So they had to do whatever they had to do when my lathe was built. Mine was 1941.
I think they might have been using lacquer. That lacquer's been around a heck of a lot longer.
Oh yeah, and they didn't. You know what they use for anti-seize too, right? White lead.
I
Yeah.
have some. That's awesome.
It's pretty good
From
stuff.
what?
Yeah.
I find it a little tart.
You're not supposed to put it on your sandwich.
It's funky with club crackers.
Like my 28 K&T, instead of having Bondo on it, it's this tar-like substance. Literally like an asphalt almost.
I think it's Japanning or asphaltum.
Might be something along those lines. I mean, it really does resemble asphalt.
Yeah, you
Keith
try to
Parker had a
sand it,
machine
it
that
just
had some
smears.
stuff on it.
Yes. Hit it with the wire wheel and it just kind of spools up and corks everything up. Yes.
Yeah, they had strange ways of doing stuff way back.
Hey, Tuck, if it's any consolation, if I had the room, I would take that lathe, but I don't have the room.
It's bigger than my
That's
shop.
very too bad.
What year, Tucker? What year was your lathe made?
Hang on. It's 2 months after World War II ended.
Okay. 48-ish, 47-ish.
Hang on.
World War 245.
45.
45. So it was the year it ended then.
Correct. It was the year 2 months after the Japanese surrendered.
That's funny.
November.
My lathe was built 1 year before Pearl Harbor to the date. It was November 1941, and Pearl Harbor was 42, right?
41.
41, yeah.
Okay, then my lathe's a 40 then. It's a November 1940.
Yeah, when you sit and look at machine-wise, like you look around for machines, you don't really find them pre-37. There's some sprinkled about, but once the world realized there was a big war and money to be had, there was some crazy industrial stuff going on with machine tools that came online in 1937 and on. You know.
I was actually texting Finner back and forth. He wanted to see the nameplate and the speed chart off of mine, and our nameplates are almost exactly 1 year apart. And he's right before Pearl Harbor, like a month before Pearl. That's why he named his machine Pearl. So, and I'm exactly a year before that, but our serial numbers are almost 1,200 numbers apart. So Monarch went through sequentially and serial numbered every single machine with the sequential serial numbers. So in 1 year's time, they built 1,200 of those machines, which is
100 a month.
That's incredible.
100 a month, it's 4 a day.
When you see what goes into one of those things, that is incredible.
Yeah, they are quality machines for sure.
Amazing.
Well, the only thing on mine that is unique is I got a brass tag underneath it that I haven't been able to identify.
What is it? What's the nomenclature on it?
Oh, hang on. Let me just do this. This is the easiest way for me to do this. All right, hang on. I gotta get around my.
Because
video
my
code.
Dual is a 1941, I think, and it also has a brass tag, and we think that was a inventory tag.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, that could be an inventory tag if it was in military service or even in a corporation.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's an asset tag from somebody.
Yeah, that's not factory.
Tucker, Monarch, if you give them your serial number, they have the original invoice for your lathe. They know.
Oh, that's cool. I will definitely reach out to them then.
Yeah, and they'll give you the original paperwork and actually the original invoice. You'll be able to see how much the customer paid for that lathe, which is incredible.
I'd love to be able to trace the lineage of my bridge.
You want to take a guess of what my lathe cost in 1941?
$6,000.
A little more. You're close. My lathe was $8,200.
You could probably buy a house for that in those days.
Back then, that's a lot of
You
money.
could buy a block for
That's a
$8,200
lot of
in
money.
those days.
A lot of money back then.
Have you priced a Monarch lately? They still
No,
make
I
them.
have not.
They're still there.
You can buy a refurb 10EE for what? 100, probably 120 now.
You can get a real nice
straight
Tesla.
from them.
You can get a real nice Tesla for that much.
Yeah.
So if anybody's interested, a couple of weeks ago, I think it was three weeks ago, maybe, or 2 weeks ago, I don't remember. But we did I bought a More Precision rotary table.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And the whole story is on YouTube. It's just look for the More rotary table story. And I have now traced it literally from Moore's assembly room to me. No question about where it went. And it was probably used in the Apollo program.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's
Didn't I see it was property of MIT for some
Yep,
time?
MIT Instrumentation Laboratory.
Yeah.
And that became Draper Labs through a change of name. That's another story. It was built in '58, April of '58, and the calibration chart. They had these gorgeous, posters, calibration posters. And that was 1969. And Instrumentation Labs was working on inertial navigation. In fact, there was a project number on it, and we traced the project number to the inertial navigation work that they were doing for Apollo.
Nice.
Wow.
Awesome.
So that story is up on YouTube in the live. So, I love that stuff too. So if you get it, Tuck, if you get a chance to get the birth certificate for that lathe, I absolutely would do it.
I'll absolutely
anything
post
like that
that
from
info.
Bridgeport?
So what?
What?
Bridgeport track serial numbers and certificates and stuff like that?
I don't know.
By the time they've changed hinge and they're now hard hinge, I don't think so. I don't know though. Maybe somebody can pipe in.
Well,
beyond that,
I know that my machine's actually two machines. The base is 92 or 94. The head, I believe, is off of a duplicator because it's a high-speed spindle, and it's from what I guess is the 60s. But there's no way to date the heads. Apparently, there's no serial number to date the head. I'd be fairly interested in knowing the lineage of both the base and the head if I could figure it out.
I was able to look up mine. I think it was on a UK site, and I came up with 1963 just to date it.
The base or the head?
The base.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
Mine's matching all the way. Yeah.
See, the bases you can date. You can't really date the head because there's no database out there for it. Wow, I didn't realize it, but we're.
Oh, there was our hour.
We're on
Huh?
overtime.
Our hour's up by 3 minutes over.
That's not a bad thing, is it? Are we
Yeah.
punching
it's
a
good.
time clock here or what?
Okay.
I mean, how many times have we sat for another 2 hours after the show ends and just talked about who knows what?
Yep. Yep.
Well, we'll do it again sometime. I'll
Yep.
see you.
Make some stuff for next week. People get in line. Get a hold of Billy. Make it really happen.
Yep. All right, everybody, that's about it. We're going to sign
All
off
right.
here.
Thanks, everyone.
Adios.
And give Shane a sub.
Thanks, everybody.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good one.